So I'm here with Gary, who's the, I suppose, the manager slash president, chairman person of Armidale Wargames, treasurer, and the person running the tournament today. It's been a busy day for Gary because the poor bugger's had to do it basically by himself, with the exception of his good wife over there sitting in the cool spot, handing out raffle tickets and food. How's it going, Gary?
Yeah, good, thank you.
I've had a good day.
I'm glad you have.
Apart from the heat, but you can't do anything about that.
I can't control that, unfortunately.
When you figure that out, let me know. Oh, scores. So no, it looks like everyone's had a good day. Good turnout as well. 56 players?
56 players.
Which is, I think, the biggest tournament in WA ever.
Oh, I think for a single system, yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, which is just fabulous given that we're so isolated and there are only probably 200 players who regularly play 40k. But yeah, look, Gary, just wanted to say thank you very much. Had a fantastic day, and I'll no doubt record you momentarily when you give me my prizes.
Thanks, Mike. Hopefully you might be there.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath for that one, but yeah, thanks again, Gary.
Okay.
Well, with the tournament done and dusted, I thought it was a good opportunity now to, having had a night's sleep, give a bit of a recap on my army, and give some thoughts on what is essentially a very unoptimised Dark Eldar list. So let's start over here on my left. It was 5 plain incubi, they're the old school models as you can see, along with their raider. I wasn't disappointed with them, but they performed the way I expected. They got one charge, they killed something, and then they weren't combat effective after that due to power fists and the like. I think 7 or 8 is probably the minimum of those I'd want to use. 2 squads of 10 warriors, both with a blaster, both in a raider. I'm glad I swapped these. These originally had Dark Lancers in them and they were very static, and I'm really glad I swapped them because it meant I was moving 6 inches every turn and shooting the blaster and the Dark Lance. Though in hindsight, going that way, I should have dropped 5 warriors from each squad. The Talos, he's one of my favourite conversions from my old army. I don't know if you can see that there. There we go. It's actually got a Kroot in it. It's my Krootalos. There's a Krootalos, Talos with a twin-linked Haywire blaster. That's all I had. It is a star for 105 points. I don't know why people don't take more of them. It's able to neutralise vehicles at a good range at 30 inches, thanks to a 6-inch move, and it is a monster in combat. Really, really successful, and I'm seriously considering buying 2 of the new ones. The Beast Pack. For those of you out there, I do have new Chimeras, but at this point in time they're just not painted, so I had to go with my old Warp Beasts. It was 3 Chimera, 4 Razorwing Flocks, 1 Clawed Fiend, and the 4 Beastmasters you can see in the back there. 184 points, were they worth it? Yep. Would I take them in more competitive armies? Probably not. I think there are better choices available to the list before you move into fast attack. They're a lot of fun and they surprised a lot of enemies. The Clawed Fiend in particular is one of my favourite models, and I think people underestimate how good he is in the unit, mainly because he effectively gives you another 4 Chimeras for less price than 4 Chimeras, and still has Strength 5, which is actually really useful for dealing with rear armour vehicles when the Razorwings fail. Talking of Razorwings, my Razorwing jet fighter, I'm really glad I went with the Dark Lance variant and a Splinter Cannon on the nose. It seems like a really hodgepodge weapon load, but it performed really well on the weekend, just laying down suppressive fire and being generally annoying. I definitely like the model. The freehand on it's not done yet, so I don't fear it's not just going to stay green and black. But yeah, I definitely consider getting another one. I also now see some value in leaving the Splinter Cannon on the nose, which after I built it and then had a rethink, I wished I'd taken off, and I'm glad I left it. Moving on to the 2 characters for the army, we have Drahazar and the Baron. Now with the Baron, again, an old school model. I'll see if I can get it there. It's Marathi from the Dark Elf range on an old Hellion Skyboard converted. She was a last minute inclusion, and of all the models that I added to the list, she was the most disappointing. Yes, she won me the first turn 3 out of the 4 games, and after that she was a complete waste of space. She tied up some Sentinels in one game. Every time I had to make a Shadowfield save, she died, just without fail, so maybe I should just avoid Shadowfields. Drahazar, on the other hand, is a monster. Really, really worth the 230 points if you can get him where he needs to be. Game 1 against the Space Marines, he managed 10 Tactical Marines effectively in 1 turn. He charged turn 1, finished them off in turn 2 for no wounds, and then sat from turn 2 through 5 in combat with a Venerable Dreadnought and survive the whole game. Now I know that that's unlikely, but he still did really well. Game 2 against the Sisters of Battle, he accounted for something in the range of 10 Dominions, Eurobia Jacobus, 10 Battle Sisters, and glanced a whole bunch of vehicles, mainly because I can't roll vehicle damage rolls to save my life. So 230 points there, really nasty character. Yeah, I mean, against the Guard, he was overkill. He killed a platoon and then got melted to death. And against the Grey Knights, charged a squad of Purifiers and wiped them out. Probably overpriced, but a very, very good character nonetheless. I was pleasantly surprised. He'll be downgraded to a Clavex in my other armies just because he's so expensive. Moving on, 5 Trueborn with 2 Dark Lancers in a Raider. This is one of my favourite units. I put it together because I needed some more long-range anti-tank, and I really don't like the idea of Blasterborn being so suicidal. These guys were able to plink away at long range. They're small enough that they've got a nice hideable footprint, and people have to divert some serious fire to get rid of them because they'll generally have a 4+ cover save. It also frees the Raider up to just be annoying, fly around, block people off, or Draz can then leave the Incubi, hop in it, and then gives him his own ride. And then 2 squads of 5 warriors, both with blasters, and both Venoms with dual splinter cannons. These are a staple of most Dark Eldar lists these days, and there's a reason why. They're fast, they're good anti-infantry, they've got anti-tank guns, and they're dirt cheap. I'm going to put a 3rd one into my list going forward, and potentially a 4th, although I think I'd like to include some racks. So that's my new army, if I can frame it right there. And then, I forgot the beasts, but like I say, I'll finish the Chimera and they probably won't see competitive play again. And then that's the last of my old Dark Eldar that are slowly being phased out. So yeah, 2 wins, a draw and a loss. I placed about 13th or 14th out of 56, which I was pleasantly surprised with. So yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with the army, but keep an eye out in coming weeks as I update the list with some new models. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. See ya.